All right, so we've got this whole stack of articles here about the future of furniture.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff.
yeah, and it looks like we've got all the big 2025 trade shows covered too.
We do.
Maison Objet in Paris, in Cologne, High Point Market,
Yeah.
Salone del Mobile Milano, and NeoCon Chicago.
Yeah, I think we've got them all.
It's pretty much where the whole industry looks to see what's coming next.
It is. And what's really interesting to me is that, we're seeing a much bigger shift happening
Oh, yeah.
than just like, trend spotting.
Yeah.
This is like a fundamental shift in how we even think about furniture,
Right.
what it means to us, what role it plays in our lives.
Yeah, well, let's start with sustainability.
Okay.
I mean, it's obviously a huge topic everywhere these days.
Yeah.
But what really jumps out at me from these articles is just how deeply it's woven into every single aspect of the furniture industry now.
It is. It really is. And I think one of the things that really drives that home is this one article that cited a statistic that almost 70% of consumers now are willing to pay more for eco-friendly furniture.
Wow.
That's a huge shift from just a few years ago.
Yeah, that's not just a trend. That's like a...
No, it's a whole,
Yeah.
like a fundamental shift in consumer behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's not even just about using sustainable materials. Like,
right.
I was reading about this one company that's getting rid of plastic packaging completely and using this honeycomb paper protection instead.
Yeah. And that's a good example of
That's amazing.
how they're really thinking about, the whole life cycle of the furniture.
Yeah.
From, where they source the materials to how it's packaged to how it's shipped to end-of-life disposal and everything.
Right, this whole circular economy idea.
Exactly, yeah.
So can you sort of break that down for us a little bit?
Sure.
What does that actually mean in the context of furniture?
So basically it's this idea of, designing furniture that can be easily like disassembled and reused or recycled
Okay.
at the end of its life. And that involves, sourcing materials responsibly, minimizing waste during production.
Right.
And even thinking about how furniture can be repaired or refurbished to extend its lifespan,
So like instead of ending up in a landfill, my old chairs and tables could be like transformed into something new.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a much more sustainable approach.
Yeah.
Obviously, both environmentally and economically. And there's even talk about, furniture leasing programs
What?
where you basically like subscribe to a service that provides you with furniture
Yeah.
and they handle, all the repairs and upgrades and the eventual recycling.
Yeah. That's like a whole new way of thinking about like furniture ownership.
It is. Yeah,
That's a fascinating concept. I mean, I can imagine there's some logistical challenges there.
absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be developed to support a truly circular economy for furniture.
Right.
But the industry is making strides.
Yeah.
It's encouraging to see.
Well, speaking of sort of new ways of thinking about furniture,
Yeah.
let's talk about smart furniture.
Okay.
I mean, remember when the big deal was like having a USB port built into your sofa?
Right.
And now we're talking about furniture that can like monitor your health
I know, it's crazy.
or adjust to your preferences.
Right.
I
Yeah.
love-
One of these articles is talking about a chair with sensors in it
What?
that can track your heart rate variability and even suggest breathing exercises to reduce stress.
Wow.
I mean, it's like having your own personal wellness coach,
Right. Built into your
like
furniture.
right into your furniture.
Yeah. And that's just the beginning.
And that's just the beginning.
We're also seeing furniture that can adjust like the temperature, the lighting, even the position
Right.
based on your preferences and activities.
It's all about creating a more personalized, responsive environment.
Right. But I mean, isn't there a risk that all this technology could get kind of overwhelming or even intrusive?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a valid concern for sure.
I mean, I can see how some people would be a little hesitant.
Yeah, and the one article I read kind of addressed that directly, saying that designers need to be really careful about how they integrate technology into furniture.
Right.
It needs to be seamless.
Yeah.
It needs to be unobtrusive. And ultimately, it needs to enhance our lives.
Right. Not just make us feel like we're living in some sci-fi movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's all about finding that right balance
Yeah,
between like the technology and the human comfort aspect.
right.
Now, you mentioned something earlier about well-being,
Yeah.
and it seems like that's a major theme that runs through all these articles too.
It is. Yeah, we're seeing a growing emphasis on furniture that not only looks good,
Right.
but also promotes physical and mental well-being.
So,
And I think that ties into trends like biophilic design,
uh-huh.
which is all about incorporating elements of nature into interior spaces.
Okay, so we're talking more than just like adding a few houseplants.
Right, yeah. It's about using natural materials, textures, and colors.
Okay.
to create spaces that feel calming and restorative,
Mm.
you know?
So like furniture made from bamboo or like rattan or even reclaimed wood?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not just about the aesthetics either.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a growing body of research that suggests exposure to nature can have a really positive impact on our mood, our creativity, even our cognitive function.
So the future of furniture isn't just about style, it's like about creating spaces that make us feel good.
Exactly. And that's really exciting to me
Yeah.
because it suggests that the industry is moving beyond just purely commercial concerns and starting to think about the broader impact of furniture on our lives.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
So now you mentioned that In Cologne is doing something interesting with traditional craftsmanship and modern technology.
Yes, they are.
I'm really curious to hear more about that.
It seems like they're really showcasing how technology can enhance and revitalize traditional crafts.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
featuring artisans who are using things like 3D printing and advanced welding techniques
Mm.
to create these really unique and innovative furniture pieces.
Huh. So it's like this really interesting blend of the old and the new.
It is, yeah.
Makes me wonder if this kind of collaboration could actually lead to a resurgence in bespoke furniture design.
Yeah, I think it has the potential to.
What do you think?
I mean, technology can provide these new tools and techniques
Right.
for artisans to create these custom pieces while still preserving the skill and the artistry of traditional craftsmanship.
Right. And in a world where everything is becoming increasingly mass produced,
Right.
there's definitely a growing appreciation for, the unique and the handmade.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's like finding that way to bring together the best of both worlds.
It is, yeah.
And I think that's what makes these trends so exciting.
Yeah.
They're not about rejecting the past or, blindly embracing technology.
Right.
It's about finding those ways to use innovation to create furniture that's both beautiful and meaningful,
Right.
sustainable and technologically advanced, personalized and connected to our shared history.
Exactly.
Well, it definitely sounds like an exciting time to be involved in the furniture industry.
It is for sure.
Now, I'm really eager to dig into some of the specific trends that we're seeing at these trade shows.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's start with High Point Market.
All right.
It's known for its massive scale and its influence on the industry.
It's the largest furniture trade show in North America.
Wow.
It attracts tens of thousands of attendees from all over the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's a huge hub for networking and deal making and trend spotting. And, from what I'm reading in these articles, High Point Market is really embracing all of these trends we've been talking about,
Yeah.
from sustainability to smart technology to everything.
So it's kind of a must-attend event for anybody who's interested in the future of furniture.
It is, yeah, if you can get there.
Can you give us a sneak peek at some of the things that we might see there?
Sure. Yeah, one article was highlighting a company that's creating furniture from recycled ocean plastic.
Wow, that's interesting.
And then another one was showcasing a new line of smart beds that adjust to your sleep patterns and even provide personalized sleep coaching.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's a lot of buzz around augmented reality and virtual reality,
Oh, yeah.
using that to experience furniture in new ways.
So you can virtually walk through a room and rearrange the furniture before you even buy it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wonder what other surprises are waiting for us as we dig a little deeper into these articles.
I don't know, but I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, me too.
It really seems like we're on the verge of a furniture revolution.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty wild.
So as we continue our deep dive here, let's maybe zoom in on some of the specific designs and innovations that these articles are highlighting. What really jumped out at you?
Well, we were talking about smart furniture earlier.
Yeah.
And one thing that really caught my eye was just how sophisticated it's getting.
Okay.
Like we talked about those health monitoring chairs and the sleep tracking beds,
Right.
but it goes so much further than that now. One article described a desk that can actually sense your posture
What?
and gently nudge you to sit up straight if you're slouching.
So it's like having a built-in ergonomics coach.
Exactly. Yeah.
I could definitely use one of those.
I know, right?
I spend way too much time hunched over my computer.
Well, and it's not just about physical well-being either.
Okay.
Some of these smart furniture pieces are being designed to enhance our mental and emotional states as well.
Oh, wow.
There's one company that's developing a lamp that uses light therapy to combat seasonal affective disorder.
Interesting.
And another one is creating a sound system that emits calming nature sounds to help you relax and de-stress.
It's pretty amazing how furniture is evolving from these passive objects
Yeah.
to these active participants in our well-being.
It is. And, this also ties into the larger trend of personalization.
Uh-huh.
Consumers want furniture that caters to their individual needs and preferences.
Right.
So we're seeing a lot of these modular designs that allow you to customize the size, the shape, the configuration of your furniture to fit your space and your lifestyle.
So it's like building blocks for adults.
Kind of, yeah.
You can create a sofa that perfectly fits your living room or a desk that, adapts to your work style.
Exactly.
Now, what about aesthetics?
Okay.
Are there any sort of overarching trends in terms of colors, materials, overall design styles?
Well, one trend that I notice popping up a lot is this embrace of biophilic design principles.
Right. We touched on that a little bit earlier.
We did, but I think it's worth diving a little deeper,
Okay.
because it's really all about bringing the outdoors in,
Yeah.
using natural materials, textures, and colors to create a sense of a calm and connection to nature.
So lots of wood and stone and plants.
Yes, but it's more than just adding a few houseplants.
Okay.
It's about creating spaces that actually mimic the patterns and rhythms of nature.
Oh, interesting.
So, for example, one article showcased a collection of furniture with these really curved organic shapes that were inspired by like the flow of water or the branches of trees.
Kind of like a more Zen-like aesthetic.
Exactly. And, it aligns perfectly with that growing emphasis on well-being.
Right.
I mean, there's all this research now that shows exposure to nature can reduce stress, improve focus, boost creativity.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that we'd want to bring those elements into our homes and workspaces.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we've talked a lot about sustainability and technology,
We have.
but what about the role of human creativity and craftsmanship in all of this?
Right.
Are we headed towards a future where furniture is designed and manufactured entirely by robots?
Well, I think it's pretty unlikely that robots will completely replace human artisans.
Okay.
In fact, there's this growing appreciation for the unique beauty and character of handmade pieces.
Yeah.
Several articles actually highlighted this resurgence of traditional crafts,
Oh, really?
like woodworking, weaving, ceramics. There's this sense that those skills are becoming even more valuable in a world that's so dominated by mass production.
It's like a counter movement to all the technology.
Yeah.
People are craving that authenticity.
And that connection to the human touch.
Yeah.
And I think what we'll see is a lot of these hybrid approaches where technology is used to actually enhance and support human craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Like one article I read mentioned a company that's using 3D printing
Right.
to create these really intricate molds for casting metal furniture.
Wow.
So it allows artisans to create these complex designs that would be really difficult or even impossible to achieve by hand.
So again, it's finding that balance
Yeah,
between the tradition and the innovation.
exactly.
It seems like the future of furniture is going to be shaped by this really dynamic interplay
It is.
between technology, sustainability, and human artistry.
It really is a fascinating time to be following all of this.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Salone del Mobile Milano.
Okay.
This trade show is known for its cutting-edge design and its avant-garde aesthetics.
It is, yeah. It's the
Hmm.
place where the world goes to see the future of high-end design.
So it's all about pushing boundaries,
Yeah.
experimenting with new materials, challenging our preconceived notions of what furniture can even be.
Exactly. And, one article I read mentioned an exhibit featuring furniture made entirely from recycled plastic bottles.
Oh.
And another one showcased a collection of chairs that were 3D printed using algae-based bioplastics.
That's incredible. So it seems like sustainability is a major focus,
It is.
even at a show that's known for being kind of extravagant.
Yeah. Sustainability is no longer a niche concern.
Right.
It's becoming a core value for the entire industry.
And it's not just about materials.
Right.
It's about creating furniture that's designed to last to be repaired.
And eventually recycled.
Right. That whole circular economy idea.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
permeating every level of the industry now.
No, it's definitely encouraging to see that even the most high-end designers
Yeah.
are taking this seriously.
They are. And it's not even just about, doing the right thing for the planet.
Uh-huh.
It's also about creating a more desirable product.
Right.
Consumers are increasingly willing to pay a premium for furniture that's both beautiful and sustainable.
Yeah, it seems like the lines between luxury and sustainability are becoming increasingly blurred.
They are.
Consumers aren't willing to compromise on their values,
Right.
even when it comes to high-end goods.
They want it all. Yeah.
They want the beauty, the functionality, the sustainability, the ethical production practices.
It's a tall order, but
And it seems like the furniture industry is stepping up.
they are. There's a lot of excitement and innovation happening.
Yeah.
It's a really dynamic time to be involved in the furniture world.
Okay, well, so we've explored the world of high-end design with Salone del Mobile,
Yeah.
but let's turn our attention to a show that's really focused on the future of our workplaces and our public spaces.
Okay.
What can you tell us about NeoCon Chicago?
Well, NeoCon is all about commercial design
Okay.
with a focus on offices, hotels, restaurants, other public spaces.
Yeah.
And according to these articles, there's a huge emphasis on creating spaces that are flexible, adaptable, and sustainable.
Yeah, I imagine that's particularly important in a world where remote work and flexible work arrangements are becoming so common.
Absolutely. The traditional office is evolving really rapidly,
Right.
and designers are having to rethink how to create spaces that accommodate all these different work styles and needs.
So instead of rows of desks, we're going to see more open collaborative spaces with comfortable seating and lots of natural light.
Yes, definitely. And also a much greater emphasis on incorporating technology in a seamless and intuitive way.
Okay.
So think wireless charging stations that are integrated into desks, interactive whiteboards that double as artwork,
Yeah.
even smart lighting systems that adjust to the time of day and the tasks that are being performed.
So the office of the future is going to be a much more inviting and inspiring place to work.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And it's not just about aesthetics either.
Right.
It's about creating spaces that are healthier and more sustainable. We're seeing that same interest in using natural materials and incorporating biophilic design principles.
So the trends that we're seeing in residential furniture are kind of making their way into the commercial sector as well.
Absolutely. There's this growing awareness that the design of our workspaces can have a huge impact
Right.
on our productivity, our creativity, our overall well-being.
And since we're spending more and more of our time at work,
Right.
it makes sense to create environments that are both functional and inspiring.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about NeoCon specifically? What are some of the innovations that we might see there?
Well, one article highlighted a company that's developing this system of modular walls
Okay.
that can be easily reconfigured to create private offices, meeting rooms, open collaborative spaces, whatever you need.
Interesting.
And another company is showcasing a new type of ergonomic chair that adjusts to your body shape and posture in real time.
What?
Yeah, using sensors and artificial intelligence
Wow.
to ensure optimal comfort and support.
Now that's a chair I can get behind.
I know,
There's
right?
something that actually adapts to you instead of the other way around.
Right.
What other surprises might be waiting for us at NeoCon?
Well, one article mentioned an exhibit featuring a new type of flooring
Okay.
that generates electricity when you walk on it.
What?
Can you imagine powering your office simply by moving around?
That's incredible. It seems like the future of furniture is all about blurring the lines between functionality,
Yeah.
sustainability, and technology.
It is. And, it's not just about creating cool gadgets.
Right.
It's about using innovation to address real-world challenges
Uh-huh.
and create spaces that are better for both people and the planet.
Well, this has been a truly fascinating deep dive.
It has.
It sounds like we're on the cusp of a major transformation
Yeah.
in the way that we design, manufacture, and experience furniture.
I think so.
I'm really excited to see how all of these trends continue to evolve in the coming years.
I am too.
It's amazing to think how much the furniture industry is actually changing, you know?
It's not just about how it looks anymore.
Right.
It's really about creating spaces that are functional and sustainable and that actually improve our lives.
Yeah, I mean, you really hit the nail on the head there. It's like this holistic approach,
Yeah.
Thinking about the materials and the manufacturing process and the impact on our well-being.
Right.
And it's happening everywhere, it seems like, from those high-end design houses
Yeah.
to the big commercial furniture manufacturers.
Absolutely. It's really encouraging to see that shift.
So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into the future of furniture,
Okay.
what are some of the key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind?
Well, I think first and foremost, sustainability is no longer just a trend. It's a core value.
Right.
So, when you're shopping for new furniture,
Yeah.
think about the materials, the manufacturing process, the end-of-life options for that furniture.
Okay.
Look for pieces that are designed to last, that can be repaired, and that can eventually be recycled.
It's about making those conscious choices that actually align with our values.
Right. And help create a more sustainable future.
Exactly.
Now, what about technology?
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty clear that smart furniture is here to stay.
Yeah.
But how can we make sure that it's actually enhancing our lives and not becoming intrusive or overwhelming,
That's the key question. And one of the articles we looked at actually talked about the importance of invisible technology.
Invisible technology.
Yeah, integrating it seamlessly into the design so that it's there when you need it.
Okay.
But it doesn't kind of take over the whole space.
Right.
Like, think about voice-activated lighting or furniture with wireless charging built in,
Mhm.
or even surfaces that can transform from a desk to a dining table with just a simple gesture.
So using technology to kind of boost our comfort and convenience and well-being
Yeah.
without sacrificing aesthetics or creating that sense of digital overload.
Exactly.
Uh,
And, I think we'll see a continued emphasis on personalization as well.
Furniture that can adapt to our individual needs and preferences,
Hmm.
whether it's a chair that adjusts to your posture or a modular sofa system that you can rearrange to fit your space.
So it's about creating furniture that's truly designed for the people who are actually going to use it.
Right.
Now, I'm curious to get your final thoughts on the future of craftsmanship.
Okay.
We talked about how technology can kind of enhance traditional crafts, but do you think there will always be a place for handmade furniture in a world that's so focused on mass production?
I do. I think that the value of craftsmanship is only going to become more important.
Really?
Yeah, there's this growing appreciation for the unique beauty and the attention to detail and that human touch, that you just don't get with mass-produced pieces.
And as technology gets even more advanced,
Yeah,
it'll become even easier for those artisans to create custom pieces that really meet the specific needs and desires of their clients.
right. And it's not just about the final product either.
Yeah.
It's about the whole process. There's this growing awareness of the importance of ethical production practices, supporting local artisans, preserving those traditional
It's
skills.
about creating furniture that has a story behind it, a
Exactly.
connection to the people who made it and the materials that it came from.
It's about creating furniture that has a soul.
Yeah, well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From sustainability to smart technology, from biophilic design to this resurgence in craftsmanship, it seems like the future of furniture is full of exciting possibilities.
It really is. It's such a dynamic industry, and it's constantly changing
Right.
to meet our changing needs and aspirations, and with so much innovation happening.
Yeah.
I'm really optimistic about the future.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the world of furniture.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope you found this exploration as fascinating as we did. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep creating spaces that inspire you.